Hello, my friends, and welcome back to the Reflux Revolution podcast. My name is Molly Pelletier, your host, registered dietitian and specialist in all things reflux, GERD, LPR, and digestive health. I am also a former GERD sufferer, and I made it my life's mission to help you find long lasting relief from reflux. In this podcast, we are cutting through the noise, giving you practical, evidence based strategies to help you manage and heal your reflux with confidence. Before we dive in, quick disclaimer: this information shared in the Reflux Revolution podcast is intended for educational and informational purposes only. It is not meant to diagnose, treat, or cure any medical condition. Always consult your healthcare physician before making any changes to your health routine. Your body is unique and your care should be too. Today we have a very, very special guest, Ajahn Upasama, who is joining us from Western Australia, where he is a monk at a Buddhist monastery. And Ajahn Upasama reached out to me via email and told me his story. And I was super inspired by his dedication to his health, his mindset. And I really felt that the tools, strategies, and insights that Upasama is able to share with you in today's podcast will be a shining light in your reflux healing journey and hopefully give you some insights on how to stay the course, stay compassionate with yourself, and also stay committed to your health even when it's hard. So this is a really interesting, different, and insightful episode, and I think that you're really going to find a lot of value in Upasama's wisdom. So let's dive in. Today we have a very special guest, Ajahn Upasama, who is joining us from Perth, Australia. And I will let you introduce yourself and share your background before we dive into your reflux healing journey, which you emailed me about and which is why we're here.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And it's so good to see you, Molly. You're, you're, you make me happy. Just to see you makes me happy. I'm here in Western Australia. It's a very, very cold winter's morning, 5 a.m. in the morning.
Amazing. Amazing. So yeah, I'd love to hear a little bit about you and how we connected and why, and a little bit more about your background.
Okay, my background. Okay, I got very sick about 10 months ago. Really crazy. I decided, well, what happened was I had many, many bad things happening. In my life, I've had a very, very, very smooth life up until 10 months ago.
Mm.
And then about 10 months ago, all kinds of strange, un, unbelievable things happened. I had a fire in my cootie, burnt all my stuff. I ran in and I had everything. So I had to move out of my cootie for a while. Cootie is a hut that you live in. And then I had my daughter disrobed from being a nun in the monastery after 10 years. And I had anxiety attacks uh, for the first time in my life. And
Mm.
I overcame all these problems. And then I thought, wow, I can overcome anything. I think I'll get off these PPIs. I was on PPIs.
For a long time, right?
I was on for 10 months, Nexium and pantobrazole, 40 milligrams every day. That's high because
Oh, okay.
someone diagnosed me with hiatal hernia. Okay,
Mhm.
so I had a hiatal hernia. I didn't know what a hiatal hernia was. It's here and the muscle doesn't work. And so you get acid reflux. And so the standard thing, the doctor just tells you, he tells you to take PPI. And then the pharmacist said, this is the gold standard. 3 people in my family, they take it, no problem. And then 10 months ago, after all these bad things happened, I did some research on PPIs and I thought, whoa, these have really bad side effects. And since all these things I got over, why not try to get off the PPIs? Okay, so I just throw it away. I had 6 boxes of medication. I gave it away. Gave it away. And cold turkey, I went on to this journey of great suffering. I'm telling you, I have never suffered in my whole life like I suffered for these 10 months. And I have a lot of empathy for all those people who suffer like that.
Yeah. Wow. So yeah, 8 years on the PPIs, you were feeling like you had conquered a lot in your emotional life, and you were feeling like, okay, now is the time for me to come off of these medications. And so you're the acid rebound. Talk a little bit about that experience. It sounds like
Well, and then when you come off the PPIs, you get acid rebound. Why? Because you killed all these, you've destroyed the function of so many of these, what do they call them? The PPI inhibitors. You're inhibiting what? You're inhibiting the production of HCl.
Mhm.
Yeah. And so the body says, oh, something's wrong. I'll make more of them. And they make a lot more. And then if they're inhibited, I'll make more. I'll make more. And then when you come off the PPI, whoa, it all explodes.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely something I've experienced, and some of our clients too. So in this time, were you then researching, how do I support myself naturally? And is that when you came across my content?
Yeah. Came across your content. And I came across a lot of people's content. I started to use the internet because for the first 3 weeks, I was in excruciating pain,
Yeah.
24 hours a day, like the worst stomach ache you ever had,
Yes.
right here in the chest, burning, and I couldn't breathe sometimes. It was really over the top,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so I decided I better get more information. So I started to look up on the internet. Wow, and then there's a lot of people who have the same problem, and there's a lot of people who have channels like yours, and I watched all that stuff. And I watched yours. I watched many, many of your videos, and it was very inspiring. And I thought, why did, and I chose you. Why? Because you have the right vibration. It's a vibration. You're not over the top. Some people, whoa, just do this and do that, and everything's good. No, you're willing to, you know, you have flexibility, and
Mhm.
flexibility and adaptability is the key to success. And I saw you have the key to success. You are successful already. Look, you're a major podcaster. So why did that happen? Because you have the dedication. You're dedicated. Why are you dedicated? Because you had the problem. You want to help other people.
Mhm.
This is a natural thing. And I want to, why am I doing this podcast? I wrote you a letter and telling you, yeah, blah, 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 blah. And this is my story. And I sent it out. I thought, "Well, she's not going to even answer." And then I got this really enthusiastic reply. Whoa, okay. So and that was only 3 or 4 days ago. And here we are in 4 days doing a podcast together. This is incredible.
Yes. No, I'm so glad you reached out, because I think your story is really, really going to impact a lot of people. And I'd love for you to chat about kind of what tools and remedies helped
Okay.
you the most during your
Let's
healing.
talk about the details, because people do all the bullshit, and then then they get nothing. Okay, when you have this kind of problem that I had, you know, coming off the PPIs, you need help. Actually, the most important thing is, this is what I learned after a month. You don't want to have an episode, because every time you have an episode, you're irritating, you're creating inflammation in your system. You don't want to have any episodes. So you want to ameliorate the episodes, eat properly, and have faith that if you keep going step by step, step, baby step by baby step, you'll reach your goal. Just like you said, consistency. It's consistency, nothing else. Because you have to have faith that this will work. Because you'll have setbacks. And then you say, oh, this is no good. No, you have to keep going. People don't have persistence. They have to have that persistence and courage. Courage is a key. If you're not courageous, how can you do this? You're courageous. I'm super courageous. My friends told me, stop. You're going to kill yourself. I was in excruciating pain. I said, no, I'll do another day. Then I said, I'll do a week. Then I'll say, I'll 2 weeks. Then I'll say, I'll do the month. And then here I am 10 months later. It didn't get better until about 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Oh my gosh. So
And
you,
I would say 10 days ago, I would say 12 days ago, I had no symptoms, zero.
mm,
And up until now, 12 days, I haven't had symptoms. That's the first time I've ever had. I'm finished. I'm not going to have a relapse because before I've had a few days, maybe one or two without symptoms, and then you get relapse. But I've never had anything for the last 12 days.
mm.
Why? Because I'm persistent. I have faith. I have courage. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to go on to the other things. The important thing, probiotics. You can take probiotics. Why not? While you're doing this, get your gut. Look, we want to get healthy. The process of curing the rebound and all that stuff, all your problems, not any gut problem, is get healthy.
Mm.
Eat good food. Have good lifestyle habits. Very important. And for someone who's going through this rebound, the most important thing is, as you say, meal hygiene. If you don't have the meal hygiene, forget about the whole thing because it won't work. You can take the right supplements, you can do all of, and then you eat, and then you finish. You have to chew very, very slowly. You have to drink your solid and drink your solid. It gets down to the drinking of your solid. Means not making a smoothie. It means chewing to that level where it's liquid. And the liquid you have to chew. You chew your liquid. You
Yes.
don't swallow them.
Because your chewing produces 30 to 50% of your digestive juices in your stomach acid.
Mm.
I definitely think the consistency is really helpful. And really the way you weaned off PPIs is actually, we usually do it really gradually. So I imagine it was very painful.
I'm telling you, it's a mistake. What I did was a mistake. I admit my mistake. I learned from my mistakes, and I tell other people I wouldn't advise anyone to do it like me unless they're crazy like me. But I could tell someone, I could teach someone now how to do it cold turkey. With using these interventions, you won't have any attacks. I didn't have any intervention. I just did it cold turkey. Cold turkey means a cold turkey. What's a cold turkey? It's cold. It's not cold turkey. No good. You want a hot turkey. Okay, let me go on with other things because there's a lot of information. Probiotics you should take. Uh, vitamin D3 is very important. We live in the northern environment. We're not African anymore. We migrated, so our skin has gotten lighter, and so we can absorb the vitamin D3. So, but still, in the wintertime, people are low, and older people are much lower, and immunity. Vitamin D3 affects tons, 500 different processes in the body, and affects the immune system. So you want to make sure you get your vitamin D3. We don't have rickets anymore. We have immune deficiency. That's what we have. We're immune deficient. We're deficient in anything, spiritually deficient as well. Okay, so vitamin D3, go on. Teas, let's talk about teas. I made a list of the different things. Tea. Teas are very important because you can drink things during the day instead of soda, instead of energy drinks, whatever they drink now. I don't know. I never drank any of that stuff. That's all garbage. Okay, so tea. Everything I'm telling you, I do, not what you should do that I read in the book. Hibiscus tea is good in the afternoon. Gives you a little lift. It's also it's hibiscus tea. It just makes you feel good. And it has all kinds. I'm not going to say all these stuff. It's
I love
trust me, it has good effects.
consistency.
Also, lavender oil. We'll talk about essential oils in a minute. But a lavender oil before you go to sleep, just sniff it or put it. Take a little lavender oil, put it on a tissue, put it near your pillow. It'll calm you down.
Love
Too
it.
good. Mhm. Okay, so ginger, it's the game changer. It will take anytime you get any acid reflux, you cut a few slices, chew it, spit out the the um the pulp, and just you'll see it will go away. I used that for months. At different stages in my recovery, I used different things because my goal, as I said, was not to have any attack. Don't have attacks because you get inflammation and you get worse. You don't get better. You can't improve. This is what I learned, and it took me a month or so to learn that. So avoid having an episode any way you can. Doesn't matter how you do it. I can eat anything now, anything, anytime, anything, and tons of it.
Wow, that's amazing. It's good.
I can eat 3 or 4 tablespoons of chili.
Reintroduction is definitely the goal.
Yeah, and I'll talk about that in a minute. Yeast flakes, very important. And I use that all throughout my journey. These are things that you haven't mentioned on your podcast. Yeast flakes, because it has the B1. Without the B1, you're screwed.
Oh, nutritional yeast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeast flakes is nutritional yeast.
Yeah.
Very
That was on my last podcast episode.
really. I,
I
I haven't I haven't listened to your podcast in a while. I
yes,
haven't.
so that's okay.
Okay. Okay, let's go on. You did it already. Okay, you've talked about it. Sweeters, bitters, or any kind of bitters. Bitters are important. Why are bitters important? Because bitter. What is bitter? When you even you think of the word bitter, your stomach starts working. So I was taking that was a game changer for me.
Great.
There are two on the market that are popular: the Marcola's uh, bitters,
Mhm.
which is standard kind. I don't think they're bitter. And then the other woman, what is it, FLORA? Is it FLORA is called?
FLORA Swedish bitters.
Yeah,
Yep.
that one is really bitter.
Yeah.
So I've taken both of them and I stuck with hers because she has a big bottle and it's much more economical.
Right.
Okay, next one. Black sesame seeds. You know those? You,
Yeah.
you buy black sesame seeds, you lightly roast them. You have to lightly, very lightly. There's one company online, if you look, you'll see it says lightly roasted. That's really good. That's good. So what you do is you put them in a coffee machine, a little one. I have a little tiny coffee machine. Put it in, and in less than 5 minutes, I have a whole jar of sesame powder. It becomes a lot. A little bit of seeds becomes a lot, and then I take that. That's a nutritional thing. I just eat it straight. You just by the spoonful.
Cool.
That will give you so much energy. It's so healing.
So I'd love to ask you, did any part of the FLORA method resonate with your own mindfulness practice?
Okay. Yes. The hygiene part, just like I said, that's the key. Because when you're talking about, okay, let's talk about the meal hygiene. You call it meal hygiene. I call it, you could call it many things. I think that's a good term, a general term, but framework, mental framework. You have to have a mental framework, a mindset. It's a mindset. You have to have the right mindset. Hygiene talks about cleanliness. I get that feeling about cleanliness. Maybe the wrong word, but it's good. Good enough. Okay. So, okay. What do you do when you eat? Let's talk what I do. Okay. What I do, I have to be very careful. I sit down. I always meditate when I sit down on a pillow. I have my food in front of me. Okay. First thing I do before I eat, I just close my eyes and relax. Relax. Relax to the point where your parasympathetic nervous system is in gear. It takes a while. You'll know Exactly, because you're not thinking anymore. You're not rushing. You're not thinking about the food. You're just there. You forgot about everything. That's when you're ready to eat. And then before you eat, you pray. Well, you could still call it prayer. It just, I put my palms up and I recite in English and in Pali. Pali is the language of the Buddhist teachings, the suttas. I recite a chant, and then you start eating. So you have to either do something. You could do your breathing thing, breathe 5 times, that's good too, and think of one grateful thought.
Yeah, 5+1 method. Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that's
exactly what we teach our clients. Yeah.
yeah. So that's good. That's what attracted me to you,
Mm,
because I saw that you are very interested and very attentive to mindfulness and to the meditative spiritual end of it. You're interested in it. You haven't gone that deep yet, but you have that intention. And that's the important thing, because if you have that intention, then you didn't have that intent. You wouldn't invite me. You see, why did you invite me? Because you have that intention. That monk, that sounds good. I'll learn something.
Everyone will. Everyone will that listens to this.
Hmm.
Speaking of that, I think it would be really interesting to hear about how your spiritual path supported your
Hmm.
physical healing.
Okay, my spiritual path. Okay, so I would I would say there are certain things that I've learned after being a monk and being a meditator. I've been a meditator 50 years. I've been a monk 4 times, not once. This time I've been in this monastery 15 years. So the most important things, patience. If you don't have patience, nothing is possible. Nothing. Because patience means endurance. It also means waiting, not doing anything, not struggling, not fighting, just keep going, keep on going. So I've learned a lot of patience. And being sick like this and having these problems that all your audience has, patience is the key.
Mhm.
And you will learn patience by having this problem. The problem is not a problem, it's your teacher. You see, your stomach problems, my stomach problem, to me, I don't take it as a obstacle. I take it as my teacher. This is, wow, I have this opportunity. I'm so sick. I have this opportunity to learn something. That's the way I look at it. I've never looked, if I didn't look at it that way, then I couldn't possibly be where I am right now, healed. Okay, that's the first thing. I could talk, I could give you another talk on just patience. I'm an expert on patience because I've learned how to do patience. Patience is the key. Persistence. Without persistence, you'll get nowhere. You just take a few steps and then you give up, you'll never get anywhere. You try to dig for water, you dig down 2 feet and no water. I'll dig over here. Dig deep. No, no water, no water, no. You didn't go down deep enough. You didn't have persistence, persistence, persistence. Okay. The next point. You have to find peace. Peace. What is peace? What is peace? Peace is peace of mind. You want to be peaceful. How to be peaceful? Just stop doing so many things. You're so busy in your life that you can't look at how busy you are now. You see, you've gotten yourself in a hole. You're so busy. Every hour it counts. Okay. Okay. And gentleness, gentleness, gentleness. Listen, I wrote a special poem that your audience can remember, can read over and over and over again. And I'm going to read this. Adaptability, adaptability. It's thinking about it that's difficult. It's thinking about it that's difficult. Just doing it is easy. Boom. And I don't have my bonger. You don't hear it.
I love that. Wow.
There are no mistakes, just steps on the journey. Easy for one without judgments. Bong. I'm doing the bong.
I love it.
Wherever you are on the path, just grateful to be there. This is good enough. Bong. More information, more thinking about, more anxiety, more suffering. Page 2. We have a little bit more. Less, not more. Less, not more. More desserts, more snacks, more chips, more. It's always more. Less, not more. Bong. Doing what's wholesome, doing what's wise. No unwise expectations. Don't expect anything. Just be grateful. Bong. The cake is in the oven. All you need to do is wait. Patience. You know, the cake is in the oven. You're always looking and the cake falls down. You have to wait. Don't open the oven. Wait. Can you wait? Patience. Next. Bong. This is good enough. Grateful for where I am and what I have. I have everything. My robes, 3 pieces of cloth. I have a small hut that I live in. I'm happy. I have everything I want. I have, cheers, good water.
Cheers.
Mm. Mm.
Send this to my clients when they're feeling, impatient, wanting results immediately. This is going to be a really useful conversation.
Page 3. Small, consistent, incremental baby steps. Small, consistent, incremental baby steps. Wow, I'm moving in the right direction. I'm creating healthy habits. How do you create healthy habits? You take small, incremental baby steps. The habits get more and more. You make a choice. You choose this food. You don't really like it, but you know it's good for you. You eat it. You do it again. You make that choice again. Make that choice again. And then this becomes a habit. You get stronger and stronger to the point where what? You're craving that habit. You started out hating it. Now you crave it. You need it. You need the lettuce. If you don't get it, you feel sick.
Wow. I couldn't agree more.
Just like brushing your teeth. If you don't brush your teeth, you feel bad.
Right. Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. Baby steps lead to big wins. That is what I always say.
The next one. This is very important. Remember this. More. We said less before. Less talking, less eating, less desires, all that stuff. Now we're going to say more. What we should have more of? More kindness, more gentleness. We have to be gentle to ourselves. We're too rough with ourselves. We have to be kind to ourselves, not to other people. Kind to yourself. If you're kind to yourself, you can be kind to other people. Otherwise, you can't be kind. If you can't love yourself, you can't love other people. It's impossible. You start with yourself. The third one, friendliness. Be a friend. to yourself and to everything. I'm a friend. Cheers to the water. The last one, the last one, the most important one. The last is always the most important. You build up, and then you go to like that. Here it is. Bong. For the Blessed One said, the Blessed One said, Panti Paramam Tapo Titika. Patience is the highest spiritual practice.
Thank you so much. This was so wonderful to chat with you. And I know that these are going to be amazing reminders for those on a reflux healing journey. So thank you for your time, Upasama, and take care.
Take care.
Take care.
I love you. I love you, and I love the way you used to. Slowly.
The end of the video.
That's what
Take care.
attracted me to you. So beautiful. Have a good day.
You too. You too. Bye. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a comment. Let me know, like this video, and subscribe to my podcast or my YouTube channel so that you can join this incredible community. Share it with a friend who may benefit from Upasama's wisdom. And I so appreciate you watching this video and supporting my channel. Thanks again, and I'll see you in the next episode.